Okay, yes, whatever, the commentary's back, blah, 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 this. Okay, here we go. Okay, now that's out of the way. But let's go ahead and talk about Nintendo, because, boy oh boy, we know Nintendo, they've been recently known for the Nintendo Switch, which I'll get to later, but Nintendo has been the company that was there when, I mean, it's been here throughout video game history, and of course, when it comes to Nintendo, they are known for bringing out Zelda, Mario, and all these fun things. But however, when it comes to Nintendo, and, well, when it comes to people having problems with Nintendo, it ends up involving the unnecessary censorship of the North American localizations of the games, as well as their first-party titles, and also their little thing which we're about to get into. And speaking of this thing we're about to get into, that is the topic of the video, and today we're going to be talking about this one little thing that Nintendo is guilty of, which still comes up to become a problem. Now, when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, yes, Nintendo still needs to come out with a virtual console for the Nintendo Switch. I still have not heard anything about Virtual Console coming to the Nintendo Switch. But the other thing I really want to address that is becoming much more of a problem, and it's becoming much more of a bad habit of Nintendo, is the way they stock up their systems. What I do mean by that is Nintendo has a habit of causing Black Friday-style stampedes, because what Nintendo likes to do is that they want to come out with low stock for each store on the Nintendo Switch. Even though the Nintendo Switch itself came out back in March 2017. I know it's new, it's out, but this came out like back in March. And when it comes to the PlayStation VR, yeah, there was that one little hiccup. But however, when it comes to PlayStations, when I go to stores, I end up seeing PlayStation 4s and PlayStation 4 Pros on stock, as well as PlayStation VRs on stock more often. However, when it comes to me visiting every single store, and it's counting from right now, I end up running into a Nintendo shelf on the electronics section with no Nintendo Switches in stock. All it is, just the damn Joy-Cons, the dock. You should have just pre-ordered. Yeah, we should have just pre-ordered, but there's this little thing. I was about to pre-order a Nintendo Switch, but then I kind of thought about this thing. What if Nintendo pulls this thing or what if there's this situation that comes out? So, if the Nintendo Switch released, like, back in March, and I ended up pre-ordering it, what if I end up getting told that, oh, I'm sorry, we're out of the Nintendo Switches to satisfy all of the pre-orders. I'm sorry about that. Which means that I would have to go and just get my full refund. Just try to get my full refund. Or I would get my Nintendo Switch, but got a defective as hell one. And another thing, if you own a Nintendo Switch, and of course your Nintendo Switch broke on you, even though you have the warranty covering your ass, would you still be able to get that Nintendo Switch replaced because of the low amounts of stock Nintendo's been, well, dishing out recently to retail stores? This is where Nintendo's idea of pretty much giving out low stock per store is going to backfire in their ass. Also, another thing to keep in mind, when it comes to Nintendo products, they become the most common in the community full of scalpers. That's right, scalpers have a field day when it comes to Nintendo products because of what Nintendo likes to do with their products. So, it's no surprise that I would see SNES Classic Editions on eBay as soon as it released end up costing like $4,000 or just $600 at least. I mean, seriously, it's getting ridiculous, even though it's released like back in March. Alright, because I got a little bit curious about the Nintendo Switch when they kind of like stuck up, so I would go to BestBuy.com. I did that just now. Before I recorded this commentary. Before I recorded this commentary, I went up to BestBuy.com, searched for a Nintendo Switch, and found that the Nintendo Switch with the all gray and the red and blue Joy-Cons, they were both sold out. They have no fucking stock whatsoever. What happens when it comes to Black Friday sales is one thing. But to have what happens in Black Friday sales happen any time of the day because one console manufacturer likes to give out low stock to each store, I mean, this kind of sends total red flags. I mean, you're gonna see shit happen, like a few guys getting run over, a few guys getting into fights, a few broken arms, a few bruises, a few dead bodies. One of those days, people are going to kill someone for a Nintendo Switch or an SNES Classic Edition. And at the same time, having that happen, ironically, outside of Black Friday. I don't know why, but I'm definitely seeing this shit happen, because of what Nintendo likes to do. And of course, it becomes a damn shame for the Nintendo Switch, because the Nintendo Switch ends up, well, becoming better than the Wii U and the Wii. We're looking at something that is a huge improvement over the Wii and Wii U. Yes, it's a newly released console that released this year, especially back in March of this year, but there's a limit. If they really want to get the Nintendo Switch selling more, then they have to bump up the stock. They have to increase the stock being sent to each store. They're going to have to get it in gear and start making more. And start coming out with more for each store, so that way everybody gets an opportunity to get the Switch, and that no scalper has an easy time selling them for like $600 solo. Also, I highly doubt it, but I think Nvidia is going to be pissed off later on about the situation with the Nintendo Switch, because they have their Tegra graphics chip implemented on the Nintendo Switch. It's implemented on video game consoles after a long time, keep in mind. When it comes to Black Friday sales, we see blood. But when it comes to Nintendo products, and of course what Nintendo likes to do, and go ahead and sells low stock at a time in each store, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if blood is spilled at a store. And when we have people trying to buy a Nintendo Switch and there's blood spilled, we have a fucking problem. Anyway, that's all. I'll be looking forward to you in the next video.